So yesterday I did something that I haven't done in like 13 years. I said, basically, the league does not need LeBron to flourish. They don't need LeBron in the finals. They don't need LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals. And for the last 10 years, if LeBron wasn't the centerpiece of this league, they were in trouble. And this morning, I know what you're thinking. Colin, LeBron had 46 in your face. You were wrong. No, last night proved I was right. LeBron played in a game that wasn't even the most interesting game, and Indiana is going to win this series. Just think about what happened last night. LeBron went superhuman. 46 points, the best first quarter of his career. Let me say it again, of his career. The Pacers couldn't hit threes. In the playoffs, if you shoot poorly from three, you get crushed. Especially when you faced a team like Cleveland last night that was good from threes. And last night, LeBron goes superhuman, scores 46 at home, desperate team against the Pacers, who were sloppy with 17 turnovers, who couldn't shoot threes. And it was a three-point game. The Pacers are winning this series. All the other good teams in this league are designed to overcome a bad night by their star. By the way, in Houston last night, James Harden was bad, 2 for 18. They won by 20. Golden State's up 2-0. They don't have Steph. Boston's winning without Kyrie and Hayward. Philadelphia's winning without Joel Embiid. LeBron had to go superhuman to stave off Indiana, which had a shot to tie the game, a wide-open shot, and missed. The NBA, I'll say it again, is no longer beholden to LeBron James. He is no longer the meal ticket to win you a title. He's not getting out of this first round. In the East, this is a team that was 5-11 against Western Conference playoff teams. 500 the Cavs were against the West. If they played in the West, they would have been the 11th best team. Cleveland isn't fooling LeBron either. A source told me last night the reason he won't commit, he knows this roster is junk. That's why Ty Lue said after the game, somebody beyond LeBron has to do something. I know what you're saying this morning. You're wrong, Colin. LeBron had 46. Listen, for 10 years, that would have been amazing. And the executives at ESPN and TNT and the NBA would have been like, yeah, we need it. It wasn't even the most interesting game last night. OKC and the Jazz was. The league still has LeBron. I never said Ben Simmons is a better player. I never said LeBron on any given night is not the best player in the league. But they don't need him. They're good here. Sixers play tonight. I can't wait. Boston winning without stars. Next year, they're a 60-plus win team with them. We got a dynasty in Golden State. Houston's a very compelling team. And San Antonio, when Kawhi is back, they'll be fine. Not to mention, the Lakers right now, their process is working too, and they've got room for 2 big free agents. It wasn't a criticism of LeBron. Don't confuse realist for hater. The league is no longer beholden to LeBron James. He makes the league better, but they can live without him. They can live without him. And they're going to have to. Because despite his superhuman strength and shooting well, and Indiana couldn't hit the ocean on threes, and Indiana was sloppy. In Indiana, they'd already won game 1. They just want to get back home. And they had a chance to tie it with seconds left. I not only stand by what I said yesterday, I'll double down on it. Let me shift gears to this. The best, most interesting game of the night was OKC in Utah. I told you I saw a lot of Utah this year. I go skiing sometimes in the winter. In Utah, I turn the TV on. I saw a lot of Jazz games. And when they played at home, they always won. And now they're going back home. They beat OKC last night. Now, it should be noted that Paul George and Carmelo were not very good in the fourth quarter. Westbrook was lousy too. But Westbrook is the MVP, so he carries the bigger burden to dominate. And I was thinking about this morning. I like stories. Did your dad tell you stories? Maybe it was your mom reading you stories. As a little kid, I love stories. They're tucking you into bed. You're going to take a nap. Somebody sits down, reads you a book, and tells you a story. And 50 years from now, there's going to be a little boy or a little girl that loves the NBA, just like I did as a kid. I told you I started watching it when I was 8, 9 years old, and I haven't stopped. And there's going to be a little boy or a little girl. And she's going to say, Dad, tell me the story about Oklahoma City. They had James Harden, Kevin Durant, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, a coach of the year in Scott Brooks. And Dad, they had 3 MVPs, potentially 4 Hall of Famers. Guys made over 50 all-star teams. And Dad, they only made the finals once. Daddy, how is that possible? 4 Hall of Famers, 3 MVPs. Even a guy named Oladipo went on to change conferences and to be a dominating player. What happened, Daddy? Injuries? And that dad's going to look at that daughter and son and say, well, let me tell you a little story. There was this player named Russell Westbrook, and he was really talented. He was dynamic. There was nobody quite like him in the league. How do I say this, son? Remember when Mom and I used to tell you about sharing your toys and being a good helper, listening to others? I know it sounded sort of corny when Mom and I said that, but those are really crucial lessons in life. Russell Westbrook struggled with that. Hall of Famers and MVPs passed through Oklahoma City. Small town by NBA standards, son. But Daddy, Kevin Durant won 6 titles. I know, son, but that was after he left Westbrook. Daddy, James Harden won 3 titles and 6 MVPs. I know, son, that was when he left Westbrook. Son, sharing your toys with others is really important. Treating others like you'd like to be treated, son, is really important. And that young man named Russell Westbrook, he didn't share the toys. And so Kevin Durant left, and Paul George and Melo and Steven Adams and him didn't really work. And eventually Scott Brooks got fired, and so did a man named Billy Donovan. So, son, that's the story of OKC. All those great players, and only 1 trip to the finals. Daddy, give me more. Tomorrow, son, I'll tell you the story about a young man named Steph Curry. He did play well with others. He was an MVP too, but players liked to play with him. Good night, son. I'll see you in the morning. Thank you, Daddy, for the great story on OKC. You know I'm right.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.